Hey YouTube, it's Tuesday and today I want to talk to you all about group projects because in my water aerobics class we have to do a group project and I don't know anybody who has ever thought that group projects were a good idea when a teacher or professor announced it. Much rather I think of the collective groan of anger and sadness that usually results from the announcement of a group project. And I got to thinking about why this was, and here's what I've come up with. Group projects really don't serve any decent purpose. And before anyone goes off on me and says that I'm wrong, hear me out. There are four main types of people, from what I remember, who are involved in group projects. You have the leader, who can sometimes be very benevolent and can make it work, and most of the time is power hungry and just likes telling other people what to do. Two, you have the slacker, and the slacker doesn't do anything. You can give the slacker the most minor task and you still cannot be sure that that person is going to do it. Three, you have the mindless worker zombie, who takes whatever the leader told them to do, does it, and turns it in. No problems with them. They're great. And then you have four, the all too common and all too annoying person who can't shut up. And this is the person who's constantly asking questions, constantly badgering you or the teacher or your group leader or anyone who will listen about the project details, who doesn't understand what the rubric says, even though the rubric is usually very clear, if you have a rubric, of course. So in these dynamics, usually, people get really frustrated and whatever. And so why do we keep being given group projects? What is it about that? And any time that I have ever asked a teacher or a professor or anyone why I had to do a group project in their class, they almost always tell me that it's to prepare me for the real world. I take issue with this. First off, in the real world, I don't think that it's okay for the people who work the hardest to get screwed over and for the people who don't do anything to have someone else cover their ass. Personal opinion. Now, let's take that one step further. Are you telling me that with group projects you're teaching me to expect to be screwed over in the real world? Or are you teaching the slackers that it's okay for them to slack off and not do anything because in the real world someone's going to cover their ass too? I'm sorry, but I don't understand. I see a huge flaw in that logic, and I see a huge problem with the way that the education system handles group projects and with the way that those group projects translate into poor working conditions. Granted, yeah, you're not always going to get to pick who you have to work with. You're not always going to have to, or you're not always going to be able to just do your part of the project and be done. But you are going to know the people that you're working with, and you're going to know not to rely on anybody who is a slacker who's going to screw you over. And so I don't understand why we're preparing people for the real world in teaching slackers that it's okay to slack off and everyone else that they have to pick up that slack, or that they have to, answer some annoying person's questions, or that they have to not question and just do their work. There's got to be a better way. And so that, in my opinion, is why group projects royally suck. And that's it. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you all on Thursday. DF2BA.